We have, like I said, pathway manufacturing, PCA, where they earn certificate, essentially a graduation for that. And then we have a smart start program where they just take the college in 20, which is like an intro to college career, or college career. All right, so. Well, I can show you some of this. For the sake of time, I've recorded some things. So on here, this is what Canva looks like. A lot of times when you go to the home, you're going to see options here. You'll see your designs down here. So it'll show recent designs, presentations. You can, if it's right there, you can click on it. They're constantly changing things, so you don't know where it might be. One thing that I know is pretty consistent is up there where it says create a design. I know that has the presentation. Really loving just swinging my cursor around here. But let's go ahead and get the creative design now. All right, I might speed it up. All right, so presentation usually start out with a 16:9. And it will start out with a blank presentation. Again, if you really want to do it, you can. But if you look over here, it's going to pull up some templates over here. And that's where you can actually click. If you see this little sign, it means you need Canva Pro. Before the college, like my department started paying for it, by convincing them, before we started paying for it, I just paid for it out of pocket because it was worth it to me. It was $12.99 a month, but the time I saved, it made it all worth it for me. So you can go up here and you can type in what you are thinking about making. So that way you can pull up maybe graphics and a presentation that maybe you're interested in. So on here, I wanted to do a presentation about SMART goals.
So is this AI generated?
This part, I just recorded my screen.
Okay. Oh, this is you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just recording. Yeah, this was me recording.
Are you able to use any AI to help you create this stuff?
Yes. I mean, it's not like there's no proprietary information. You're putting information into a presentation. So there is AI. I'm going to show you some shortly where we can look at that.
I know we can use it as Blackboard.
Yeah, it's got a similar kind of feature. So here I have found I had a goal setting guide. I guess I switched up. So here's one presentation. It's a very simple presentation. For sake of time, I'm going to skip through some. You can see where I was creating my presentation. I just went to a different screen. All right. So this is kind of, you can see now, this was like, I used a template to create. I was thinking about, I watched some stuff on like media and that type of thing, and I was trying to find out how I could be more current with my media. And so one of the things I saw was this stuff is coming back. Lots of random like barcodes and just maximalist type feel, which for me, a millennial, that drives me nuts. But I like the way it looks. So I was trying something different. Here's another one that I tried that you can make, and that's some of my students. So I used Canva to get rid of I took this picture of my students. I used Canva to get rid of the background, and then I filled it in with the color. So those are just a couple examples you can use with the different templates. All right, with elements, I threw that guy in there because there are a lot of elements. There's graphics, photos, videos, frames, charts. You really, unless you want something very specific, you don't really have to go outside of Canva to get media, which I like because think you guys are sufficient. So if you look on here, this one works like I wanted it to. It's supposed to automatically start. If you look on here, I go over here to the search bar. The search bar is going to be your best friend. It's where you find your templates. It's where you find your graphics, your photos. I typed in spring break because I was making a little slide about spring break. Gives me all these fun clip art type things. These are all graphics that people have made and submitted to Canva, or Canva paid for. So I'm looking and I found one I like finally. There's a few things I can talk about a lot, and that would be whatever way we can use there are a lot of graphics that I just went crazy with. So all of these, I just it gave me all these flowers that poke around and do all sorts of stuff. So I was just having fun with it. I added this like maybe an hour ago. So just to see how you can see like how creative you can get if you really wanted to. So photographs work the same way. I won't show you really, but photographs work the same way. I will show you how easy it is maybe to slide it in there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that in frames, but you can see you can find photos just as easy. I wanted to find photos that look similar to this, so I typed in people in colorful background, and I found some people in colorful backgrounds because I'm going to add a picture here. Here. Always follow your nose. Photos. Oh, videos. Okay, I will show you how you can add videos. All right, so I'll go two birds with one stone. This is called a frame. You can find frames. You can type in frames over here, and it'll pop it up here. I click on it, and you'll see it comes in this. They come in all sorts of shapes. Now you can actually draw your own frames too, which is neat if you want a specific shape. But for this, I wanted to insert. You can insert audio. I wanted to insert a video. So on here, I'm looking for videos. They have some stock videos you can look for. You can also use this upload key and upload your own videos as well. So it was really easy to upload your course, whatever you need, it'll put it in there, and then you'll have that. Yes, so there's actually, I don't have it over here, but there's actually apps. And so if you click on the apps here, there's a YouTube app, which makes it super easy because you just type in what you're looking for on the YouTube on this bar, and it inserts it in there. And unlike sometimes I struggle in PowerPoint, like I want to play the PowerPoint or play the video, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one typically works when I do it. I'm not going to say too much because I'll present tomorrow and then it won't work at all. But you can find videos here. I don't really know how to fast forward this stuff, so because when I went down here, it didn't work. So and you can drag them. So if I found a video I wanted, I can just drag it over into this. And the frame, what's nice about the frame is it crops it and puts it just in what you need it. That's my computer being slow right there when I was making this. All right, so for that's me showing you frames. I won't spend a lot of time on this because I don't use these a lot, but I know some of you might. They do have a chart feature. So with the chart feature, you can the charts.
Resonating.
Yeah, so I will show you this one. we'll watch it. But what I saw, I looked earlier. They've actually made the charts even better. I think they've increased some of the. I think they're using AI with the charts more now. But with these charts, you can go in and you can add them. I'm sure I had a script for this, but at one point. But right now, I'm just looking around for a chart. They have all different shapes, all different types. Come on now. As you can see, you have bar charts, line charts, the pie, area chart, scatter dot, all sorts of different ones you can choose from.
So if you type in Pareto or Fishbone or something like that, would it kick it out for you, or is it just random?
So it may, yeah, I don't know. I haven't ever looked for one on here, but it's possible they have them.
They have some statistical charts at the bottom.
Yeah, see that there's this, at the very bottom. I don't know if I go down that far. With this, what I like about it is it works similar to some softwares that we've used, where it gives you the data, like you have like a almost like an Excel kind of pop up, and you put in all your data, it fills it in for you. It'll also kind of try its best to pick out the colors and stuff to kind of go like to kind of flow. You might have to change those, but for this one, I know when I created it, the colors matched up with what I wanted them to. So. You see how it inserted it? Yep. And so it's empty right now. And you have your data table here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely, for me, Canva kind of took what's great about PowerPoint and just kind of added to it and made some of the things easier. PowerPoint has a lot of capability, but when I've looked to do the same things in PowerPoint that I do in this, there's a difference in the.
I don't even try something.
Me too. Me too. I know I wanted something that flowed and like had like a kind of a sheer over part of the picture. I was like, oh, I could do that in here, easy. I could just put an element, check down the transparency, and then have it come in. With PowerPoint, it was like, so you need to go to like 16 different spots, and then like there was like buttons, like actual parameters you had to put in. I was like, that's not going to work for me. You can change the values, things like that. Something to play with for sure. All right, let's talk about those, and I can show you some if we have time. PowerPoints, we can talk about importing. So like for me, if you're my age or older, you probably had VHSs at one point, then you probably had DVDs, then you had Blu-rays, and now you just have a TV that does it all. So at some point, I feel like we were just going to stop buying these things because they were getting too crazy. But with PowerPoint, I don't expect you to work hard on those. You have those; they're still good information. So you can't import them. I will say you can import other stuff too. It does its best to pick up on the elements you already have in PowerPoint, but it does its best. It's not more often than not what I end up doing if I take a PowerPoint and I put it through Canva. I let it pick up on what it can. And I usually find the template and I copy and paste it into it instead of trying to modify that specific template or that specific PowerPoint. But
if you did have a finished PowerPoint and changed templates halfway through, would it just migrate information over automatically?
So like if you imported PowerPoint and then you started working on
if you had a finished one in Canva,
yeah,
and you wanted to change the template halfway through.
Oh yeah. With that,
transfer the information or make you start over.
It will typically, when I've done that, you can change things like color palette and stuff like that very easily. If you want to change the full template, you can add it to your current template and then move stuff over. Like pull it over, copy and paste, whatever you want to do. But the colors and changing that. So I want to show you some stuff. So with this, to import something, you can always go. There's an upload. Once you get in there, you'll have an upload button or an upload option over here. You can upload it directly into it. Or let me see if it'll let me. I don't know how long it takes me to get there. Or if you go to create a design, oh yeah, upload media. Here's a PowerPoint I had for a lean class.
No, he's throwing out words. He pulled the Travis on me. I'm gonna have to come over there.
I'm pretty sure
With his black belt.
this is
Bring him on.
my black belt. Okay, it is loading. It's my computer. Does load slow sometimes, probably because I have too much stuff on it. So you can, it will load in there.
So Lane, are you discussing what kind of principles?
So today we started, and so we started the general idea about what is Lean, what is Six Sigma, why are how are they connected, what's different about them, and then we talk about introduce them to the 7 ways. And
It's actually 8, but go ahead.
oh, is it? Okay. What am I thinking
Like
of? I did introduce them to the ways, the Muda, and then we talked a little bit about Kaizen, and introduced them there. Thursday we'll do some an activity on their like variation. Yeah, I can't remember the rest.
This is insane. I didn't know this. Wow. Has anybody ever approached you about the curriculum?
Not really, because the manufacturing 101 and 102 runs a little differently. It's not for credit. It's not CCE, but it's also not. They'll get like they can get elective credit for it, but yeah, the College 120 is the class that is kind of that one is what's more. So I get asked about, but no, I don't get asked about it a lot. But I love to talk about it.
I apologize.
No, you're fine. No, I like to talk. Well, this was loading. So you do see that I was able to bring in this PowerPoint, and I was able to move some stuff. Now, you'll see as it goes on, I don't know if I missed it, I can use the elements now that Canva offers, and you'll see, I don't know if it'll let me, or if it's going to get there. But there is something down here where like the lettering was up into the sky here or whatever, so you had to pull it down. But so you may find little things like that, but it could keep you from having to redo or restart completely. Yeah, a little modification here and there, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
So we do have some AI, some Canva AI that there's these two I'm just going to touch on because I want to show you Magic Write. I think it's going to be helpful. I could do a whole session on Canva AI or AI in general because I love it. I love learning about it. But I will say that these are 3 of the big ones I use in Canva. So you have Magic Element recommendations. Elements are just like your graphics, your videos. A lot of times you'll see this pop up and it'll pick up on either like your design or something like that, and it'll give you similar graphics and things like that, which seems it's like, oh, whatever. But if you've tried to make a presentation look good, sometimes that's the hardest part, is trying to find elements that match or go with it. Then you have Magic Animate. This is kind of what you just saw, where it will actually look at your presentation and it'll provide across the presentation animations to make it look good or have interactive or be interactive, or I should say animated. Magic Write, this is going to be more like your standard ChatGPT, things like that. So on here again, the disclaimer is know your material, so that you know so that you know if you don't want it to hallucinate, but also so that you know you're getting what you asked for. So with this, what is the personal mission statement? I wrote this out. I said, no, my students don't want to see that, and I can be long-winded. So I said, I go up here, Magic Write. They have different options, but there's one that says shorten. What it's going to try to do is it's going to try to take this and shorten it into as short of a paragraph as it can. You can give it custom instructions as well. So it took all that and it gave the gist of it. Yeah. And so then I read over it. I make sure Oh, that is what that's what I was saying in that whole entire paragraph. So, so they got that, and then I think I changed it. No, so there's that part. I have another one here where I wanted to. I forget what I wanted to do, but we're gonna watch it do something else. Oh, I was wanting it in here, so that's why I wanted to narrow down what my pieces over there. So paste it in there. Yep, and now there it is. This is a lot easier. I would rather read that than that entire paragraph that I wrote, and so would my students. This is for an old class, and you can see it presents. There's different options of Magic Write. One of the things that one of the things I like is the shorten. If you need, I like sometimes rewrite to see what it'll say. Maybe I'm like, oh, let's see how it works. If you write, really formally, you may want to try to make it more fun if you think it would resonate with your students and still get your point across. Or you can make it more formal. Sprinkling Fairy does that does. I can't remember exactly what that does. I think it adds some whimsicalness to yours, so it may make it like a. You may end up making it like Harry Potter speaking or something like that. That one I don't think you'll use as much. And then there's also some others. There's custom prompts. So for this one, I try to, with my students, I have a lot of students who have dyslexia or ADHD, which I have as well, and like things like that. So sometimes I take this and I will shorten the directions, make them more concise, and I'll use AI to do that. Or what I'll do is I'll tell it maybe in here in this custom prompt, I'll say, I want this to be more friendlier for those with ADHD or dyslexia. If you kind of know your student population, that might could help. I use ChatGPT to do this a lot for my worksheets to try to make it a bit more friendly. And a lot of my students in IBEST, they're braiding all this, and then their anxiety is out the roof about anything and everything. So I also use ChatGPT to make it less anxiety inducing, and it does its magic. It works. It does. I mean, it's still like I said. You always just want to make sure that you're getting the point across, you're getting your material right. So that's where your responsibility as instructors comes in. Finally, a little bit extra. There are some magic shortcuts with these things. So you can see on here, if you put the letter Q, that little quiet thing comes up. You have bubbles, you have confetti. I don't know how much you're going to use this, but there's a drum roll animation. They do have sound, but I turned it off because I had music somehow playing somewhere. Mic drop. So for this, the main one I use is blur, and so I'll blur it out before we get started. And that way, or if we're having a conversation, I'll blur it out so it's not distracting. And then you can just hit blur off, and then yeah, it does. It does. So I mean, I've never used this one's a little cheesy to me, but you can use that if you have some sort of. I always wanted to kind of match the theme of what I'm doing. Okay, it took me about 6 minutes to do it. You can just hit the number key 6 and hit enter, and it starts a 6-minute timer that students can watch as well. There's music there too you can use. So now you have a timer. And with ADHD, I have to keep up with time, or else I'll go way over. So
is that within Canva Live? Is doing all that? Or is it
that's standard. That's standard across all Canva presentations. Are those shortcuts? Mm-hmm. It's kind of fun. I think they're fairly useful. We'll take that off. All right, and I think that's it for for this. I can I don't know. I don't think we have time. What is this class again?
You have quite a while. You actually have about 25 minutes. But I also want to do the demo part, right?
Yeah, I was going to show you. I was going to answer some questions if you have them. If not, then we're done. This is the link to my presentation. I tested it before I left. Let's test it again. The animation. So that should give you the presentation. I have the Canva app because I was modifying this presentation. I was waiting on my haircut yesterday on my phone. So I like stuff like that because I typically think I have to sit down to do something and like plan out this whole time to do it, and this allows me to kind of jump in and do things otherwise. So it should pop up the presentation. If you want to kind of figure out a way to get it to save as like a PDF. If you have an Android device, I think there is an easier way. But you can always copy the link and then and you get to it. There is some music playing. I didn't mean for the music to play the entire presentation, which is why I muted it. But you can make music play the entire presentation, or you can make it play during certain slides. And I guess I made it play the entire presentation. Does anybody have? I can pull up Canva, like actually work in it. Does anybody have any questions? What? Oh, me. Randy took that picture of me. We do have some questions. Yes, you can suggest recommend iBest. We talked about that. Prizes is Mia's department. How do you make a Canva? So we went over some of that. So I'm going to close this out. Does anybody want to see anything specific in Canva, or just watch me kind of? You can.
Because you have both the app, that some of you may have downloaded or want to do it like he explained. He's done it directly from his phone, or like me, I do it from my laptop, whatnot. But you can get on the Canva, you don't have to use the pro version, now you can use it for free. It's just some of the templates and things you don't have access to if it's pro. But you could go in and he could answer any questions that you might want, if you have a device with you.
If you don't have questions, that's fine too. I don't want to force you
to get the most out of it.
Absolutely. So this is what it looks like when I pull up Canva. This is what it looks like for me. You can see I've been doing all sorts of stuff on it. Like this is actually when we switched over. Luckily, like my personal Canva has like thousands and thousands of things in it because I'll start something. I'm like, I don't like this design right now. I'm working on a presentation about SWOT analysis for my class tomorrow, for my management class, and I found this design, but then I'm like, I don't really like it that much, so I'm trying another design. So I'll probably end up with you can get your favorites, and so I have my favorite there. I'm making buttons for my students for success. There's success teams, and they every year change it up, every semester change up what kind of team, like a theme. And this year it was, or this semester it was cartoons. So your favorite cartoon, they come up with a team name. So I'm going to make them I use the makerspace a lot. So I'm going to use the makerspace to make them some buttons. They can do whatever they want with them. I've made posters in here. So the posters, like if you ever want a poster, we have a poster printer. I know EIT has a poster printer, and then I know the Makerspace has a poster printer as well. So I've made posters. This is the 8 success behaviors that I teach in College 120. So I've made this into a poster and laminated it. I also include a QR code on my posters to that directly links them to it in case they want to have it on their phone as well. Just trying to be interactive as possible.
So when you scan that, what does it go to?
So let me see a little scan from that. And then I pick up where it's kind of blurry. Oh, I can do it from right here. So it's blurry on there, but if it was big, but it's a poster, so I ended up creating it where it just goes to this stuff behavior. So they can screenshot it or they can use it if they can use it in the phone.
Like their notes or
yeah. And these posters, I have these posters, but they're in storage right now because when we moved, I had to put everything in storage. So I've done that. All sorts of different things here. There's all sorts of stuff. trying to think of what else you could see. The apps over here are pretty neat. You can use also, they have all different types of apps. So like whenever I'm in, let's say let me go to a template. Yeah, I'll show you that. So let's say I want to add a video. Yeah, I'll tell you. So on here, you can go to apps. With YouTube, you can actually you can just click on the YouTube. My computer always has them all just over here. So let's see. Oh, I actually need to be in the. Where do you go? Oh, just go to one of these. All right, so let's say I want to. All right, now, okay, so I had to click in there. I wasn't in there. So if you scroll down, it should keep some of your apps that you've used and are things that you may have tried to use before. I try some and I'm like, oh, that's terrible. But some of them are good. You scroll down, there's a YouTube app. What I like about this is I can type in, my students get tired of me talking about cars, but you can type in things, and then let's say you want to use this video. You pull it right over. Yeah, and it's there. I haven't used PowerPoint for that in a long time, but I like that I can just search from here. Or if you have a specific PowerPoint you already have in mind and you don't know how to search for it, you can put it in the URL. Yes, that's what I love seamless. Because you always look, it's kind of like when you spill a drink and you spill a drink, and your first drink you spill, and you're like, I'm not drunk, and I'm going to believe you because you know the local lobby said. With PowerPoint and presentations, when I'm like struggling with technology, I'm like, I promise I know how to use this, but it makes me look even worse. Yeah, so I don't know. Let me try. I've never tried putting. Yes. I know. Let me type in a. Let me try that because I know if you upload a video, so if you upload a video of your own, you can do the frames. I don't know if the YouTube video, it won't go in there. But now if you go to, if you have a video, you happen to have a video of your own. You still have lots of videos. Okay. If you have a video of your own, then you can just take the video and you can scroll in there and it'll put your video in whatever frame you have. Hmm? Oh yeah, I don't think it will, but let's. Yeah, no, you're good. I think it just goes for the square, but now if you want it to look like, let's see if it'll do like a star. Yeah, they have all sorts of frames. YouTube. They do have a Dolly app, so if you have ChatGPT, you can create your own AI images directly from here. It connects to Dolly. Yeah, don't want to play like that.
Is Dolly the I saw in here you can create images, but I didn't go through, like I didn't even know the Dolly app was built into this.
Yeah.
But is that what it is now? Is that like the upgraded version of Dolly, I guess, that they have?
What do you like?
I guess before it was just a generic, but it did do AI, but now I guess it's merged with Dolly. So
yeah, it can't. So you can go. So like right here, I have premium ChatGPT, so I don't have it signed in, so it's only going to give me 25 credits. But so like you can connect it to where you'll have your own stuff. Right now, I asked it to give me a bear eating cake on the moon, and we'll see what it does. Because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. There's some little bears eating cake on the moon. That's not what I want. I want it to be really realistic. Extremely realistic. Let's see if we can make it realistic. If not, you can always go to Dolly or some sort of imaging. I'm trying some different ones now. Some sort of imaging software or AI, and you can create things. But this is just easy if you want to have something simple you want to make. It's fun to play with, or I think it's fun. They're fine.
Once again, moon on the cake on that.
Yeah, they're on cake with the moon behind them, so it didn't get it right, but there's some. I would like I said, it says on there it's improving. I would recommend maybe trying something else. I make my QR codes directly from here, so QR codes you can make in here. So they have different apps. So like on here, there are different ones. I want to say it might be. It's not that one. I mean, we can use that one but I use a different one. But you can click on it and you can put in your link. You can choose to upload things. It's like what people used to pay for, but yeah, you don't have to pay for this. And you can you put in all of your information, and then you can change the colors of it if you have like a particular thing you want to do, and then you would add it to the design. And that's how I have where my posters have like, where that last slide I had where it leads into my link. I just made that in Canva as well. Yep. There's different. So if Canva's not finding what you want, there's Pixabay over here. So it may have what you want. Manufacturing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted. Yeah. You can also this is a pro feature, but let's say you want to get rid of a background. Background remover is really nice on this. Yes. Yeah. It's very easy. Yeah. Another thing I like that Canva does is it gives me the photo color. So in my presentation, it'll give you colors that from this picture. So that you can make it. I mean, that one's going to wash out his hat, but you can kind of make it where it's like a nice blend. So now you could have that. You might could put like some sort of block here in your title, whatever you want. Premium. These are the animations you can make. So there's lots more than that than there were on the one I showed you because they've updated. So all sorts of different things you can have it animate. Yeah, you could. Yeah, that way it's not cut off. So let's go add a frame. Well, there's some. You just want to look out for these little crowns if you want to use the free one, but yeah, they have some. You will notice the people who use the free version, you'll see the same templates being used over and over again because they just don't have they don't give you. Of course, they want to make money, so they're not giving you the full access. Frames. So let's say we want to do what kind of frame do you want to see? You can do ones with multiple pictures. Like right here. This one. Okay. So you can drag him in there. You can make it bigger. You can double click on him if you need it to move it over. And now it looks better. Yeah, I do like the pro features. I will admit that. But yeah, it took a little bit though. Like once I started explaining, once like people called on to Canva and how useful it can be for making like we now have people who make our little like contact like the cards that for our department. They use Canva, things like that. So they can update it easier. So at that point, they're like, oh, we can pay for a team one. And then I save $13 a month.
Looks like you're about to create a tutorial.
You can also, I didn't show you this, and I won't pull up another thing. We should do that because I double the screen, but you can, when you have yours, like if you have it duplicate, if you have it extended, you have your own like spot here, kind of your presenter view. You can, if you have a touch screen, or you can use your mouse, but you can draw directly onto your presentation in live time. So it'll, like if I wanted to circle him, I could, if I was presenting. So you can draw. Another thing I saw. I just, yeah. I'm trying to think of other things that I found that are neat. Equations, you can insert equations in here. I don't do equations, so I don't know much about that. There's some apps that are kind of like any app store, there's some that are just terrible. I have used this one before. You can go ahead and make a wheel, and so you can customize it how you want. And so let's say I want to make it look terrible, and then I add it to it. Oops, where'd it go? Oh, reached my limit. I gotta. Okay, so some apps you have to pay for, and I'm definitely not paying for that one. I've used it like once. I guess you can use it once. There's collaboration modes on here. There are to where if you want to, like, let's say you're working with your team, you can have everybody go in the one presentation, and then they can all like write instead of like having sticky notes and sticking on the walls, or whatever. They can type in sticky notes, and then you can all be working on the same canvas basically to do that. So they get you some features like that too. So some features I like. Part of what I like about it is it takes premium features from a lot of different types of sites and kind of puts them in the one little area. You just have to know how to access them all the time.
So there's a monthly fee, but if you, some of the other, I guess, additional stuff in there that may cost,
Yeah.
have additional cost to it,
I've never had an issue with paying with other apps like telling me that. So it's like I guess it's one of these specific ones, but that's the first time I've ever seen that. Now, given I do go to kind of the same type of stuff, I use QR codes. I use YouTube. Those are just going to be free. Some of the QR codes. So you can use some of the different ones, like I used. There was that dynamic one. The one I used is obviously I've looked at it. I use this one all the time. This is just the one I use. There's no particular reason why. Yeah, it just went there, and you just click add to design, and it will add it.
I would like for them to finish their page and share. They're going to share their I Love, I Wonder, so that you can see kind of what they pick. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like those. Oh, I don't know how you want to. I don't do that.
No, that's all right.
I've never used Blackboard for that.
No, we can
Infinite screen.
oh yeah, I can just leave it on your thing for a minute so I can keep that
Okay,
component.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I didn't
So
know
we
if you
can
wanted to.
use-
Yeah.
and then we'll end it.
check this out.
Oh, what you got? Oh yeah.
So this is Muda,
Yep.
and this is on a smart board. Somehow I erased the bottom part of that. But have you ever listened to anybody tell you what the characters actually mean?
Mm-mm.
So we've got access to a facilitator called Canva Academy.
Okay.
And there's a guy named Ben who he basically teaches Japanese lean principles. And he's
Difficult.
his parents are German descent, but he was born in Japan. He had to learn all of these. So he does a tutorial where there's about 9 of the characters that we use in my class.
Mhm.
And it's pretty neat because you get to go in and kind of add it as part of your presentation. So
Yeah.
Kaizen, this one is self.
Yeah.
This one is whip. This is actually means sheep.
I've never seen.
And then you've got an altar. And the way he explains it is you whip yourself into shape.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
and it talks about sacrifice here. So you're whipping yourself into shape to sacrifice yourself for better.
Oh,
That's neat.
that's fine.
I never knew.
So I didn't know if
I
you
didn't
used
know-
any of this stuff.
No. So with the